Has there ever been a game that got you through a rough time? Maybe a time of depression that was caused by whatever reason. I think that anybody who plays video games can name at least one special experience like that. Among people that are dealing with or have dealt with depression, there's a common example that I keep seeing time and time again online. That would be Dark Souls and other so-called Soulsborne games developed by FromSoft. What makes these games so appealing to people that are down in the dumps? Wouldn't the oppressive atmosphere and tough-as-nails difficulty turn people away from games like these? Today I want to talk about what makes them so special. The focus here will be on the Dark Souls trilogy. This is Games for Healing, the web series about video games that deal with life lessons, life struggles, and mental health. Sometimes you may find that it's hard to get out of bed in the morning. Simple tasks become major obstacles. You might want to take baby steps and work your way back into your regularly functioning self. It can be important to find fulfillment and pride in something as simple as getting ready for the day, doing some cleaning, going out, bathing, making something to eat, or maybe even beating a hard video game. You might feel like you have no control of your life and you need something that you can control. You may feel like you can't do anything and you might find a metaphorical mountain to climb just to prove to yourself that you can do something, anything. For many people, the mountain that they choose to climb is entering this unforgiving fantasy world inhabited by many things that want you dead. I've beaten Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Bloodborne, and beaten every boss solo. I plan on eventually playing Demon's Souls and Elden Ring. Let me tell you that the feeling of accomplishment that these games can give you are unparalleled in the medium. The absolute rush of dopamine that you get when beating a boss that's been giving you trouble is one of the best feelings among all of the games I've ever played. It also feels great to beat a boss on the first try, which probably hasn't happened to anybody often. If you can overcome this gritty fantasy world, then maybe real life's daily trials won't seem so tough after all. It's also worth noting that real-world problems and obstacles can often be messy and complicated. In Soulsborne games, your problems are laid out plainly in front of you. These games give a constant sense of improvement. You'll be dying to the areas and the bosses a lot, which means you'll be repeating them a lot, which means you'll be practicing, and as they say, practice makes better. You'll memorize the areas along with the placements of enemies and traps. You'll learn the attack patterns of the many hostile entities, and dodge and block accordingly. Even if you don't get much better mechanically, your character will still become more powerful over time through leveling up, finding better gear, and finding better abilities. Even if you're not the best at the game, through time and grinding, things will become easier. Poor skill can be made up for with time. A lack of time can be made up for with pure skill. Combine them, and you have a fine balance. There's tons to experiment with and a playstyle for everyone. There are lots of weapons, armor, and abilities to suit your tastes. We can parallel this with real life as a reminder that with practice and experience come improvement and wisdom. So long as you don't throw in the towel, you'll see yourself getting better day by day. Regardless of how small these improvements are, growth is growth and you should be proud of it. Keep going. It's the little things that can keep us going. The world of Dark Souls is grim and overbearing. A story that begins at the end where things are slowly withering away. Heroes have come and gone. Civilizations have risen and fallen. Enemies are everywhere. The terrain is harsh and often full of traps. NPCs may think little of you or be looking to use you. Regardless of how hostile this world is, there are faint embers of hope along the way that will keep you going. There's characters who genuinely want to see you succeed. Characters who you may find yourself feeling senses of camaraderie and friendship with. There are those moments where you defeat a boss or find a useful item or NPC, or see a beautiful piece of scenery, or find that your character's build is coming along nicely. The Dark Souls series has checkpoints which take the form of bonfires. They heal you, restore your main healing item, and let you warp to other bonfires. These are symbols of hope and relief for players after going long stretches wishing for a breather. The sight of a bonfire in Dark Souls is a beautiful sight indeed, a time to rest and realize that you can keep going. All of these victories, no matter how big or small, light this game up and encourage the player to not surrender to it all. We can apply all of this to real life. No matter how bad things seem to be, there will always be the faintest glimmers of joy that we can find comfort in. Maybe you overcame something in life, big or small, and it fueled your inner fire. You could have made a friend or had a positive interaction with a stranger. Just going for a walk or a drive and looking at the sights could be enough for you to think that things are worth it. I want you to disregard the members of the Soulsborne community who are a bunch of snobby elitists who think they're all that just because they play hard games, or because they found a boss easy that you're struggling with. Those types of fans tend to look down on casual gamers. Also try to ignore the people who have nothing constructive to say and just spew out the phrase, "get good," whenever somebody asks for advice. Look past that, and the Soulsborne community is surprisingly wholesome, full of awesome people that are eager to help, give advice, and jump into your game with you to help you with bosses. Jolly good cooperation, as they commonly call it. Thanks to the game's multiplayer features, you can summon other players to help you. Other players can also invade you and try to kill you. There's two sides to that coin. You might make a friend who knows their way around the game and its challenges. Maybe you could seek help on a forum or other communities based around any of the games. I play these games solo, so I can't speak for the multiplayer firsthand. I have Googled things for advice and information. While doing that, I've come across many threads of history of people helping each other out and encouraging each other. It was a vicarious experience for me. Real life has good people and bad people alike. Focus on the good ones. They mean well. Don't give up, skeleton. You surely know that Dark Souls is a hard game, and some may easily label it as such and leave it at that. But did you know that the difficulty and the story are beautifully weaved together? It's the core of the series. You play as a character who is undead, somebody who can't permanently die. They're subjected to spending eternity dying over and over while trying to hold on to their humanity. Each time an undead like yourself dies, they respawn at a bonfire, which is a game mechanic. These undead can only experience a different type of death. We call that type of death going hollow. With each death, an undead can lose a piece of their memories or their sanity. Eventually, they lose it all and they become mindless and violent. They degenerate into pure madness. Their minds have died, but their bodies are still immortal and hostile. Many of the game's enemies are hollows. Many undead NPCs are trying not to lose themselves. Some do. The only true way for an undead to keep their humanity is through their willpower and through their sense of purpose. This aspect of the lore leaks into real life. It's designed that way for a reason. Your undead character will never go hollow so long as you, the person playing the video game in real life, don't give up and shelve or delete the game forever. So long as both you and the character you're playing as keep your goals and motivations, neither of you will ever fully go hollow. Your character's greatest strength is the story-woven game mechanic of them always getting back up after getting knocked down. So is your own greatest strength. With each failure, you learn and improve. The only thing stopping either of you is giving up. You've got to persevere and hold on to your sense of grit. We could view the many hollows in these games as people who have given up, whose characters have lost themselves. In real life, what keeps us going is our willpower, our motivations, our hopes, Our dreams, our goals, the people we love, the things we love, plus so much more. If you're depressed or just questioning it all, these things are all paramount. Don't lose yourself and let yourself become a husk, mentally or physically. There's this one NPC in Dark Souls 1 who teaches you pyromancies. Every time you finish talking to him, he has this to say.
Be safe, friend. Don't you dare go hollow.
I feel that he's not only talking to your character. I think this doubles as a sort of fourth wall break. Other characters in the game have lines like this as well. Another Soulsborne line like that I love comes from my personal favorite Soulsborne game, Bloodborne. The doll character, who you'll speak to more times than you'll be able to count, will always finish speaking with the following.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Bloodborne's hub world takes place within a dream. When you leave to go on the hunt, you're in that game's actual world. I think that this is another motivational fourth wall break. May you find your worth in the waking world feels like it's aimed at the player. The dream in this case is the game, a fictional world that you've immersed yourself in. The waking world is real life. The doll is telling the player that she hopes they can find their worth in real life as well as the game. Whenever she told me that, I couldn't help but feel a bit warm and comforted. The story and lore of these games may seem cynical or even nihilistic, but I see these tales as those of unwavering hope. Ones of tenacious characters who refuse to give up. Underdogs. Absolute nobodies who took the bulls by the horns and said, I'm going to march forward and nobody can stop me. In Dark Souls, you start as nothing but a half-naked living corpse rotting away in a jail cell. You end the game as somebody with powerful agency who's been through hell and back. Each Dark Souls game has multiple endings, and they aren't exactly happy endings. They're just endings, with lots of questions and implications to decipher. Whatever happens, I think the journey is the real star of the show here. Whatever secrets and dreary implications the lore may have, you still proved yourself. A person full of sorrow doesn't always need something explicitly happy and positive to cheer them up. Sometimes what they really need is a world that looks the way that they feel on the inside, like a gloomy rainy day, or a fictional world where everything wants to kill you. A tired and glum world that still has bits of unfaltering hope hiding throughout it. The places that you'll call home during these experiences are full of gorgeous melancholy. The lands of Soulsborne games may seem daunting and uninviting, but if you give them a try and stick with them, I think that you'll discover some of the gaming medium's many sparkling gems. You'll find a rewarding gameplay loop, a world that's as beautiful as it is sad, tons of lovable and memorable characters, deep lore that can be talked about and explained for hours on end, boss battles that you'll always remember both fondly and painfully, well-orchestrated music that will stick with you. I understand why people have ended up finding so much comfort in these games, people including myself. I couldn't recommend them enough. If these games bring you no joy and you give up on them, don't feel bad and don't let anybody shame you for that. Just because you let your character go hollow doesn't mean you'll go hollow in real life. There's always time to boot things back up. Go in with the right mindset and take breaks when you need to. You can always try again later. Play what you want to play. Video games are an expansive and wonderful art form that has something for everyone. Don't you dare go hollow, my friend. May you find your worth in the waking world. Until next time, I'll see you later. Stay strong out there.
Many monarchs have come and gone. One drowned in poison, another succumbed to flame. Still another slumbers in the realm of ice. Not one of them stood here as you do now. You, conqueror of adversities. Give us your answer.